up, everybody? We're back with Untold Odysseys, Fight for Findara, episode 10. Really?
Yep.
Back with episode 10. Looks like we may need to fix a little something.
What are you talking about?
Somewhere around there.
What are you talking about?
No idea what you're talking about.
No idea.
Don't see any errors.
I even changed the name of the thing and everything
You did a good job.
today.
We're back from our 2-week hiatus from the main game. We were able to play a couple of weeks ago. We played a little one-shot that I ran from the hotel room. There was no way I was trying to run this from a hotel room. Too many notes, too many things going on. So, yeah. So with 2 weeks, we're going to start out with a massive recap. First, does anybody have anything fancy happen for the past 2 weeks? Anybody got anything? Yeah?
No,
All right.
not really.
Well, y'all boring.
I got murdered in the campaign last week.
Yeah. No.
That's about it. That's about all I got.
I achieved my TPK fantasy dream as a DM. That was extremely exciting. Watch the vid.
He finally killed me.
Watch the vid of his slow and agonizing death by the hands of not only a massive red dragon, but by the hands of a backstab from another player character.
Yeah, it was fun.
I finally corrupted someone enough to actually backstab this mother trucker. Yay! I'm working on Bart. I was gonna say I'm working on Barber to do the same thing.
It won't take much. It won't take much. I know this man.
So I was able to fill my fantasies as a DM. Not every DM gets to do that and feel great about it. But it was a one shot, so didn't really care too much. And I played it exactly how I was supposed to.
He did. We skipped a lot of things.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, it did. So
The update.
I do want the turkey update.
Ryan saw some dead turkeys in the side of the road.
Yep, up the road from us, there's two of them.
Tread's sitting there not like this. I didn't want an update like this.
Not like this. Man, I hope at least somebody got some good food out of that.
The vultures.
Probably the crows.
The
Nature.
crows. Nature. Oh, you know, maybe they had baby turkeys, so maybe you'll
I
see
fucking
more.
hope not,
anyway.
It looked like my car went through a mudslide. It was literally just turkey shit.
That's so bad. It's so bad. I'd be so pissed. I'm glad my car sits in the garage.
Mine does now too.
I have a pickup truck, so I don't care.
Yeah.
As long as the
It would
windshield's
shit in your
clean.
pickup truck.
As long as the windshield's clean, I don't care.
It was not.
I got my water hose.
So as we're going through this, I'm going to go ahead and apologize to the audience now, or anybody watching the vid later. We did not play last week because I could barely breathe last week, and I was coughing up and couldn't get more than 3 words out without hacking up a lung. I'm still not feeling 100%, so you're going to see me mute my mic, possibly in the middle of a sentence, to try not to cough directly into your guys' ears. But if it happens, I apologize. It's not really under my control. I'm still trying to hack up a lung, just not nearly as bad enough to try to cancel this. It's been far too long since we played this campaign. All right, so with that, let's go ahead and recap. So our adventurers have decided to deep dive into the tax collector's place to be able to find themselves this crystal. As they found his house, they realized shortly that down below there was actually a tunnel that proceeded to go down and towards the wall that separates the slums from the Alinthi proper, or the upper Alinthi, as it were. So, go ahead and lean themselves down. They actually found they found 4 prisoners. Tried to lead them through a little bit farther. They were following. Unfortunately, they got into a battle, and they thought that it was best to go ahead and leave said prisoners back in the cages until they could figure out what was going on. Continued to move forward, and then found themselves, unfortunately, staring face to face with Harkon himself, aka the tax collector. And Nice little battle pursued. Sanson tried to shoot a nice little energy bolt. Unfortunately, it got absorbed into a vial. They were in some kind of potion, but sensing that something had to have happened, and this vial was of some import, Alan tried to grab a hold of it and shove it in his belt bar, puckle, whatever the hell you want to call it, puckle.
Are you having a stroke?
I am. I told you I'm not feeling 100%. All right.
That's fair.
So, and then Sanson, in the back of his mind, hears that this needs to be broken for whatever reason, and he needs to absorb this power. So he did just that. And as the vial broke and the significant light proceeded to go all over Alwyn, all over the floor, Harkon transformed into, well, what all of us know to be a werewolf, but this is the first time that anyone in this entire realm had ever laid eyes on such a beast. More fighting ensued. Surprisingly, no one succumbed to their wounds, although Havdan pretty much got pinned and, tossed around like a friggin' ragdoll. But, Meyer stepped in, saved him, got him out, did what she could. And, Harkon took off, ran away as fast as possible. Sanson decided to follow instead of staying with the group, which means Meyer decided to try to keep up with Sanson. And they took off up into the other side, into Alinthi proper, where they did find Harkon begging for help from his god. Unfortunately, his god refused to answer. So he called out to the most powerful god that he knew the name of, and was smited on the spot for asking for assistance while being so weak himself. And that is actually where we stopped. So we have a split group. Talking to the players earlier, we're going to go ahead and we're going to move with Group A, being Havdan, Alwyn, and Reuven. We're going to play with them for a little while, see what happens with them, and then we are going to backtrack in time ever so slightly and find out what exactly occurs with Group B.
See how well we can mess this up.
We can mess this up.
See how badly you messed this up. So you were able to do in this particular room. You did not search any other rooms that you have come across. You did search the room that you were currently in. And only the room that you were currently in.
What map? What room? Huh?
So let me go ahead and bring you guys in.
Oh, here we go.
Yep, it was the bad man's room, his office.
It was his office. You were able to find some books with updated tax information. I do remember that. I believe you actually got a potion as well.
Yep.
As you were coming through here, but nothing more of any import, and unfortunately you still have not found said crystal.
Did I find a key or anything?
I got a key.
Okay.
Yep.
Did get a key.
Okay.
All right.
Cool. Can you put us in turn order? Just so we can keep that track of who's doing what?
We can go ahead and I will put you three into a tracker so that we can go ahead and follow. Also, so that you guys are aware, I did add a couple new modules.
I noticed.
So if things change ever so slightly, just be fully aware that I am trying to up the game, as it were.
I noticed that our colors changed.
Your colors changed?
Yeah.
Like the player colors?
No, in the chat.
Ah, yes, they did. There are a few things that have actually changed, and you will see them as it goes through.
Waste of a 20.
So I rolled a nat 20 on my initial practice roll to make sure it was connected. It was great.
All right. So I guess that means that we are 100% starting with Havdan over here. And one of the first things you guys will actually see is because it is his turn, there is actually a tracker that is showing you whose turn it actually is.
That's
Nice and bright and pretty.
That's really fancy. Okay, so we've searched everything in this room, and last we saw Harkon, and then Sansa and Meyer went out this door here.
Yes.
That way.
Yes, they went out this door right here.
Yep.
So we searched this room over here too?
Yeah, so I took everything in this basically from this corner to this corner to this corner.
Okay.
And up here, and the stuff up here too.
And the stuff up here, yes, and this corner up here.
All right. We still have the big room. Back up the hallway we came. Reuven, you found the key. You all head up there. Find the box. I'm gonna go see if I can find our friends real quick. So I'm gonna head down that room, and ooh, that's a cool movement thing.
So yeah, so that's the other thing that you guys are gonna see. As you actually move your token, it will give you the distance as well, right? And if you if you don't actually move, but if you pull yourself, right? So try to pull yourself further. You see, you have 30 feet of movement. It's green. Keep going. It turns yellow, right? That means that you had to take the dash action, and as you continue on, it will turn red. So that is, you can't go that far. So instead of having you guys have to, figure out how far you have to go and then, try to do each individual thing, it's done in token drag as well now.
That's cool. So it's dark in here. Can I grab one of the candles in there to have a light source and look around? Because I don't know if there's anything up this way or just the stairs.
So if you want, you can light another torch. I'll give that to you as even a bonus action if you really want to.
Sure.
All right. So so you have a torch.
See, there's steps down there. I will go check this chest and check it over for traps, and then try to open it.
All right. Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Here you go.
So you do not find any traps.
All right. Is it locked?
As you pull on it, all right, as you're investigating, you're trying to check it around. As you try to pull it up, yes, it is. There seems to be a nice little latch built into it.
And there's no eye on this chest, right?
There is not an eye that you have seen during your investigation.
I'll take a second because I know Reuven has a key, but I also told him to go that way. Can I just look over at the books real quick, and that'll be the rest of my turn before I try to bust in this chest?
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Absolutely. Try to make this all quick. This is what I get for
The
rush.
books.
This room is useless. Okay, that's me.
Did you want to go ahead and take your action to unlock the chest?
Sure.
Or try to?
I'll attempt.
Go ahead and give me a sleight of hand check.
Alright.
Dirty 20 will do it. It will pop open. As you open up this chest, the first thing that you see as you're holding your torch up above is you see the shininess. Seems to be lots and lots of gold in this chest.
That's good. Is it just gold?
From what you can see, yes.
Yeah. I'll run my hand through listen, enjoy the sound of the clinking coins for a second, but then just back to on the mission. Maybe I'll come back to this later.
The coolness of the coins.
Yep. One hand still on it, I'll come back to this in a moment. Jump first.
Anything else for your turn?
No.
We move on. Reuven.
All right. That other room was back over this way.
You moved your 30 feet. Taking an action to dash.
Yep. I'm gonna
Okay.
come up over here. I'm gonna try and check this door for traps.
You're gonna give me an investigation check. You do not see any traps. It is a little off-putting, however, that the dogs that are, or giant wolves that are currently beating down the door right next to you, that are only being held away by a rope.
That's right, I forgot about them. That door is still shut though, so.
But the door is still shut, and they're still trying to get through, but they can't get through right now.
Okay, well, for now, that's gonna be my turn.
Alright. That is going to be your turn, then we will go around to Alan. Alan! "30 feet.
I'm going to stand right there and wait just to see if this door gets broken open. Because I'm assuming that we're probably gonna need to check this room anyways. So.
Very well then. So I'm guessing,
I'm just gonna let these guys search around for right now, and I'm gonna probably take this door next round.
very well then. Havdan, we're back around to you, bud.
All right. I'll use just a bit of movement to peek down that stairway. I imagine it goes down quite a ways and lots of dark.
It does. Are you looking to move down there and through?
No, not yet. Oops, didn't mean to do that. No, I didn't do that. Okay, that's 10 feet of my movement. I will use the rest, and because I'm a fancy rogue, I can bonus action dash.
Yes, you can.
Very quick on my feet. I'm gonna go meet up with the others. Go here. I found a stairway down. The others must have taken. No sign of them. I also found a chest full of gold, which I imagine is all his taxations.
Cool. We still have dogs here.
Right. You can stay on that, and I'm gonna use my action to dash again. All right.
All out.
Is that too many actions?
No, you took a bonus action, you took an action, all out. I'll let you
Awesome.
take 2 dash actions if it's both your bonus and action.
Yep.
All out.
I can be fast as fuck.
All out.
I see faster.
You haven't seen our Wednesday game. Our Wednesday game, there's a gentleman who's like 100 and or 200 feet of movement. It's something ridiculous.
I do all right for not a monk or a barbarian or a tabaxi, so I'm gonna take
He's a
that.
monk. You're doing just
Yeah,
fine.
I do all right for not being one of those. Anyway, come up. All right. That room's full of wolves. Reuven, what do we got here?
Well, I still got this key. Tried to look over the door for traps. I didn't find anything.
All right. I'll go with you.
All right.
And I think that's my turn because it's all my
That
actions.
would be your turn. So then that brings us back around to Reuven. Reuven.
All right. I'm gonna try to open this door up.
All right.
locked.
Yep. So describe how you're trying to open up this door and we'll go from there.
Tried to turn the knob. If it's, well, what kind of handle does it have?
They're knobs. We'll call
Got
them
the
knobs.
Okay, tried to turn the knob. Didn't
Locked.
happen. Yeah. So, I've got Harkon's key in my back pocket, or backpack. I'm gonna take that out and use that and see if that opens.
So as you insert the said key, give it a nice little turn, you hear click, click. And you get a full rotation out of that key.
Well, that was different.
That usually means they're working.
Open up the door.
All right. As you open up that door, give me a perception check. With a 23, you look into a very ornate looking room. Okay, looks like there's a long table over here on the to your right on the far end there. There's also multiple daises with what can only be described as ornate items being prominently displayed. There's one here, 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 and here. There's a few statues. This place, you also see, and you can't really see from where you're standing, but directly in the center of the room, there's a glass floor. Can't really tell exactly what that is, but from where you're standing. But yeah, there's statues, things on the walls. If you wanted to show off your wealth in some kind of secret society, this is probably where you would do it.
This appears to be some sort of showroom.
It looks like a
rich bastard.
Looks like a meeting room too. Big long table.
When I come up to this, I'll check out what's under this glass. Get a closer look at it.
So as you look down, give me another perception check.
Didn't roll. Try that again.
Ooh, shiny. Can't take anything in particular out as you're looking down, but you do see light reflecting off of a lot of shiny things down there. It is a good distance down, like a very good distance down. There's also a metal grate stopping anybody from falling through said floor.
Ah, a lot of shiny stuff. All right. Do I recognize any of these ornate objects or like any significance about them?
You would have to get closer to a dais.
Get closer to them. Okay. Let's see.
So you 5, 10. Yep, there you go. No, this would be a dais. This is so this is a massive statue. As you look at it, give me a perception check.
Okay. I don't. Oh, okay. Guess it decided that's not a 1 it landed on.
No, it landed on 7. So with that 12, you look up. That fucking buffoon Harkin, he had a whole goddamn statue made of him. It is a statue of Harkin.
I'm going to take out my sword and carve a mustache on it.
Give me a roll to hit.
It's not your sword, bro.
That's not your sword. Give me your sword.
Whoops.
Give me your sword.
Wrong item. No.
Wah, wah.
Hey, remember that time that you had a short sword? Remember that time that your short sword snapped because you were trying to like carve into granite and it just tink? I remember that time. You now have 2 parts of a short sword.
Great.
I heard a snapping. Are you all right?
I'm good. My short sword isn't. Luckily, I have another one.
I can loan you the one you didn't. I can loan you the one I was using before you gave me this better one. We'll sort that out later.
Yeah. All
I
right.
think you still have some amount of movement. I'm going to take your bonus action away from you.
Okay. Stupid statue. I'm gonna come over here and look at this dais.
You see a box.
All right. Anything particular about it?
Give me that. You can give me a perception check if you want to look at it. You can give me an investigation check if you want to touch it. FYI, for the time being, this is how we're going to play that as well. All right, as you're looking at it, it's a very small box, probably about yay big, give or take. It's got a nice little latch on it. The latch is definitely down. However, you see an eyeball right on the side.
I think I might have found our box, guys.
See an eyeball or like a symbol?
Not like a symbol of an eye.
There we go.
Oh,
I said, if you see an eyeball on it, go ahead and touch that, buddy. See what happens.
Mimic time!
It might try to eat your arm.
Important questions.
Important questions.
but for now, that's. I'm gonna end the turn there. I found the box.
You found the box, he's not touching the box.
You're not gonna touch the box? You're not gonna try to open it?
I'm not. No. Somebody else can blow us up this time.
All right. You said
All right, Alan.
You said you think you know the box is there, so I will leave this door and I'll move. I'll use a dash action to get over to you.
All right, you're 30 feet in. Give me a perception check, please. All right, you see kind of the same things that he had seen. You look there, you've got a glass floor here. You've got dais with some very ornate looking options. The most bland one, unfortunately, is the one that Ruben's looking at. However, you definitely see the box that's sitting in front of him.
Cool. I'm gonna move the rest of the way up to it. And I'm going to check to make sure there's no traps underneath it, if I can, before I try to open it.
How are you going to try to do this? Are you touching?
I'm gonna
looking?
I'm gonna look with my eyes, see if I notice anything.
Look with your eyes.
Yeah.
All right, give me that look with your eyes.
Holy shit! I got lucky. I have a +0.
You
on
did
that.
get lucky. With a 17, you see a break from underneath of it. It is sitting very down. So basically, you were sitting on a plate. The plate looks like it's gone down in the center ever so slightly.
Sweet. I want to respond and be like, hey, this has got a trap underneath it, so be careful. Like, I think the thief should come over here, or the rogue guy should come over here and try to take this thing off and disarm this trap. And then that will be my turn. Well, hold on. I'm gonna back up. I think I have, what, 5 more feet? Yeah, 5 feet. I'm moving back 5 feet.
Just moving back 5 feet. Which brings us around to Havdan.
I'm gonna use my 30 feet of movement. So, from here, can I give it a once over, or I'll dash if I need to, like.
No, I'll tell you.
Give me a perception.
Trap underneath that motherfucker.
Right. Yeah, I want to get.
Give me a perception check first before we do anything in particular, since it's your turn to step into this room.
All right. Pretty good. Pretty good.
Very good. All right, 26. 26 will actually do it. So it seems that each of the 4 daises have very specific. What's the word I'm looking for? Where everything matches in a certain kind of way. What's the word I'm looking for?
Symmetry?
No, not symmetry. Like if I wanted all Asian stuff, or I wanted all Indian stuff, or I wanted all
Themes?
What's the word I'm looking for?
Themes.
Thank you.
Each one's a specific theme.
Each one of the 4 daises have a very specific theme.
Okay.
Okay. You kind of pick up on this as you're looking around. So this first theme, the only thing on it is this chest, right? And that everybody seems to think is 100%. That this is the chest that you guys have been looking for. The chest over here is elven in nature.
All right.
Chest up here has some very weird markings. So each of the 3 chests themselves, this one here, this dais and this dais, have a half mannequin with arms. This particular one right here has something around its wrists, has some boots sticking directly sitting right in front of it, and has a cloak hanging off the back. This one here has kind of a weird, I don't really know how to, bulbous thing going over the head of the mannequin itself. It's got a very nice brooch sitting on the front of it. From where you're standing, you can't really make out the design. And then one thing that you kind of notice that's really weird is someone seems to have stuck a long, dark needle in the side of the neck. Can't really tell why. And then as you look on this other one, this one catches your eye very specifically.
All right.
Because this one doesn't have the mannequin. It has on like a small display pedestal, it does have a rather ornate brooch, but it has a pin that, as you're looking at it, sparkles in kind of the firelight that's coming off of it. It almost looks like it's made out of pure emeralds.
The pin?
The pin itself looks like it is made out of pure emeralds. And then, holding said pin is a set of gloves, very specifically displayed in such a way as to be displayed as if it was holding said pen.
Okay.
All right. With that 26, I will also, because you did walk past the glass floor, you happen to look down because they said something about shining. You thought you found a lot of gold before? As you look down, Scrooge McDuck. You don't know where that thing came to mind, but Scrooge McDuck's vaults came to mind all of a sudden. There is a massive amount of copper, silver, gold, jewels, everything just very thrown across this floor so that he can amaze anyone.
It's a veritable hoard down there.
It is, in fact.
All right.
All right. Now, we've gotten that perception out of the way. Now, what would you like to do?
There's a lot to go through.
Can you tell if it's the same box he was looking for earlier?
Yeah, I would have seen the box before, right?
You would have seen the box before. Give me a history check.
Okay.
DC's not going to be very high, but give me a history check.
Well, I didn't roll very high.
I mean, it looks like the box. It's small and brown and has a latch on it.
It has the eye.
And it has a symbol of an eye on it.
Okay. I guess my memory is pretty fuzzy about that. All right. There's a lot more interesting things around here, lads. But on the job first. So I will bonus action to get here. They pointed out that there's a trap here, and like a weighted mechanism. This is seeming very much like a very specific type of dungeon delver adventure that comes to mind, where I'm going to need something of similar weight.
I was waiting for it because I tried this shit on me the other day.
All right. So the triggering mechanism is if it goes up, so it needs to keep the weight on it. I'm gonna look through my bag real quick. How heavy? I'm trying to approximate the weight of this box.
Would you have handled this box before?
That's I rolled a 2, boss. Apparently I can't remember what it looks like, even though it was important. I don't remember the weight.
Good luck. Let us walk away from you first before you do this.
Yeah, go. go ahead, back up. Feel free to check the other, there's a lot of interesting things on the other braziers if you want to try to help yourselves, lads. But I would imagine similarly protected. So I'm gonna let Dread. I'm gonna look through my backpack and stuff. But I also, before I do it, I want to give them a chance to back away in case I fuck up. So go ahead and let them do their things. I'm gonna noodle on what my options are.
Okay. All right, Ruben. We're gonna leave him there. We're gonna let you decide what it is that you would like to do.
Come over. It was here, the one with the emerald and the gloves.
Yes, this would be the emerald with the gloves. However, for you, my friend, given your backstory, I think your character would be more drawn to this one down here.
That one?
With the elven things.
Oh, it was here. Alright. I'll head over here.
I'll finish moving you the last 5 feet there. So we'll just call that 30 feet.
Let me see. I would guess it would be a history check. If I recognize this, seeing as how it's elven, maybe I know something about it.
If you were trying to recall anything in particular, yes, sir.
Let me see if I can... Anything catches my eye.
Out of the 10, you can tell that these are definitely elven made, which is a little bit of a shock considering how much the city seems to hate any elves or dwarves or anything non-human. It's a little bit of a shock. These things have to be some kind of important. But you can't tell anything about specific items.
Okay. I wanna look around, see if I can't spot any traps, not quite touch anything yet, just look. Like
Make a
we did with
perception.
the other one. No. It looks like stuff.
There's stuff on a dais, man.
It looks perfectly safe for you.
There's stuff on a dais, man.
Okay. You know what? It's 120
He's like, I'm gonna do
feet.
it.
I know what.
He's like, I'm gonna do it.
I know what.
I'm gonna cast Find Traps.
There you go.
All right. Since the presence of any trap within range that is within line of sight, a trap for the purpose of the spell, including anything that would inflict a sudden or unexpected effect you consider harmful, undesirable. Thus, the spell would sense an area affected by a large spell, like left a warning, mechanical pit traps, but it would not reveal a natural weakness in the floor, an unstable ceiling, or a hidden sinkhole. This spell merely reveals that a trap is present. You don't learn the location of each trap, but you do learn the general nature of the danger posed by a trap you sense. Alright. General nature of the danger posed by the trap you sense.
Does he only sense one trap?
He does not. He senses a lot of traps. Right in front of, like, there. A spell that says an area affected. It says area, but not merely reveals that a trap is present. You do not learn the location of each trap. So you feel a lot of traps just ringing. Specifically, 10 different traps in this room. All seemingly linked. And here, so you sense 10 traps, right? But they all seem to be similarly linked to the same danger. Up.
Okay, yeah, I cast Find Traps, I guess. I don't know how to put it. But yeah, there's a whole lot of booby trap stuff in this room. Alright, it's linked up to something above us. Yeah, I'm just gonna pass on what I learned to them as best I can, because apparently
So it sounds like there are 10 different triggering mechanisms that bring something bad above us.
right.
Well then.
Yep. And I believe that'll be the end of your turn, correct, Ruben?
Yep.
All right, that'll bring us to Alan. Alan,
Wait, I'm gonna walk the fuck away.
are you literally walking away right now?
I'm like, y'all set a bunch of traps, and then it looks like y'all are about to pull some shit. I'm gonna come over and stand right about here in this doorway. And
You're dashing out the room.
No, that's only 30 feet.
That was 35 feet.
Was
Where
that
you're
35
standing is
feet?
35 feet. Yes, sir.
Oh, well, then I'm standing here, yeah. I'm standing right at the
That's
doorway
30
to
feet.
try to be able to. And before I run that way, I'm gonna get some rope for these guys so I can find them if shit caves in on them.
Okay. So who are you handing said rope to?
I'm handing it to Havdan.
All
Right. Alright.
And then, yeah, that's about it for me.
I'm
Go
done.
after these boys.
Alright, is there anything I can see in this room that would be of similar weight to this box? Because the table on the map looks empty. I'm assuming it's empty. The chairs are gonna be way too heavy.
Everything that you can really see is either on one of these podiums, a desk, a chair, a bench of some sort. There's not really, it's very minimalist other than, currently it's very minimalist. It seems to be whatever was brought in and out to host guests has probably left for the time being.
Alright, I don't... Can I have like a passive investigation of 21. Can I like eyeball approximate, like, and I have a high passive perception too. Can I eyeball approximate the weight of this box to help speed this up?
If you knew what was in the box, yes, sir. Problem is you don't know what's currently, you know, everything on the outside.
Yeah, I'm trying to approximate just like the box itself, because that itself would have some weight, and that would give me
The box itself would probably, I mean, it looks to be of wood. I mean, you're probably only talking, and I'll give it to you from having dealt with this. The box itself probably doesn't weigh very much, maybe a couple pounds.
All right.
Oh, did you say the latch was open earlier?
I did not. I just said that it had a latch on it.
Yeah, you
But
said it had a latch. All right. Well then, I know we're not supposed to touch the crystal. Can I, with my thieves' tools, poking and prodding, try to gauge if the chest is locked, and if it's not, like, try to open it so I can get what's in, look inside it?
Light a hand check.
Aye.
Try not to touch. This is a game of operations right now. Try to not to change the weight. Is this where we want to leave it?
I don't have any meat. I don't have luck or anything, so.
Does anyone else have anything that they can use to help him? Or would you rather just leave it at 14?
Let me see if I have anything on my paper here.
I think the only way that, yeah, no. I can't think of too many things that would have helped me. So unless somebody has some last minute shenanigans they can pull out of their butt.
I'm looking to see.
That's what I'm asking.
I'm trying to see what I have here.
I mean, we can leave it at 14. That's your
I
choice.
don't trust you. I'm checking my notes. Hold on, I might have some inspiration I can give you.
If you have inspiration or something, I'll take it. This is all I have. Like, I had to trust on the roll.
I have a 1d6 wrote down here.
You gonna give him that inspo?
Yup.
Roll me
I'll
d6, bud.
Yeah, I'll add that on. So that turned it
Well,
to
that's
an
good because you only needed one. With a DC of 15, you are actually able to pop this latch, and it does come open. As you do, roll me a perception check.
All right.
You don't catch anything. You were very surprised that nothing happened. You prepared. You pop the lock. It opens up ever so slightly. You can see the glow of the crystal in question.
Right.
It is definitely in there.
Okay.
It seems to be laying on top of something, but you couldn't tell what.
All right. How big's the crystal?
Not very big. I mean, you could.
So I got.
That can't really see it. Come on. About the size of my damn mic.
It's, okay. It's
Not very big. Maybe a foot. Maybe a foot.
Okay.
Big enough.
I have big enough. I have a garnet and some, like, I have some jewels and some money. Can I try to Indiana Jones hot swap this? But I'm gonna like take part of my cloak to wrap around the crystals, like, you know, like grabbing something with a paper towel kind of thing.
You can certainly try.
Is that another sleight of hand, or?
That would be a sleight of hand.
All right.
So before we do this, what all are you putting together to do this?
God damn it.
And how are you trying to do this?
We're back.
Okay. I'll take the little pouch I have of the garnet. Just a second, I'll look at the right tab. The garnet, and I would say I have 120. I can refund this money. I'll say the garnet and probably about 50 coins worth put into the bag with the garnet, and like kind of feel it in my hand, eyeball the crystal, and so yeah, I'm leaving a garnet and 50 gold to hot swap. Dread.
Okay. You're gonna try to hot swap this thing.
Yes.
Are you trying to take the whole thing?
The crystal. I'm trying to take
Just the crystal.
Yeah, I'm taking like my cloak, using that so it's not bare hand, and like grab the crystal, and I'll wrap it up and like take off my cloak. If the ideal is, if this is successful, take off the cloak, wrap it up, put it in my backpack so I'm not touching it. I'm treating this like fucking uranium.
Understood. Got it.
Because we were told don't touch it.
All right. First, give me a sleight of hand. We're gonna play this. There's gonna be 3 consecutive rolls here.
Okay.
All right. You are able to just nab this thing right out the bat. Give me a perception as you're doing that.
Okay. There's a pressure plate in the chest.
No, he did say that there was something else underneath the crystal.
He did. I'm just waiting for bad things.
Significantly, this is actually the weight that you pulled out. You have to make a split-second decision because as you grab this, you realize this thing's fucking light. What do you do?
Swap it with the garnet.
Throw the garnet in there. Give me a sleight of hand check.
Again, the 23 was.
I'm aware. I told you it was going to be 3 consecutive rolls. I was very specific. You throw the garnet in. It doesn't come up. The whole thing drops down.
This thing is shit.
You might as well grab
The whole thing
fucking
drops
box.
down.
There we go.
It was in fact, and as it does, Alan, I need all 3 of you to give me a perception check.
Son of a bitch, the door locks.
Alan, you were ready. You were ready for this. What you weren't ready for, it's not something falling out of the ceiling. It's the ceiling itself coming down. It's just dropping.
And I'm assuming my door right next to me just locked.
Anything else you would like to do with your turn, Havden?
Ceiling's coming down slowly, or does only Alwyn knows that?
Oh, I'm sure you guys.
Oh, I fucking let you fucking know that.
You would not have Den, but Reuven would. The DC was only 15.
To notice the seal. Okay.
Don't worry,
You're a little focused.
I will let you know.
He screams out, "Ceiling dropping!"
The roof is dropping. GTFO, and the doors are locked.
You're getting flashbacks of the story you heard once of Star Wars and the trash compactor.
All right. Can't think of too much else to do. I have a whole bunch of movement. There's door there. There's door there. I'm just gonna rush over here and see if I can unlock this door. Or at least rush over there to get ready to unlock the door, because I've done a bunch of actions already.
As you reach for the door, as you try to hit it, doorknob doesn't move. It's almost like this thing has just, something has slammed down, locking you in. That door is not going to budge.
I told you the door wasn't locked, or the door's locked. It's not letting us open it.
We're not saying that the door's locked, we're saying that the door doesn't budge.
I know, but I'm just saying, I said it was locked, it's not moving.
There's a difference between locked and sealed, and I think that's all my actions. I've done a lot.
All right. Reuven, what do you want to do, buddy?
Does it look like the ceiling's coming down in this part here?
It looks like it's coming down all around, bud.
There too, huh? Okay. There's not another door there. Okay. It's
Make a
10.
perception check.
All right. Apparently I didn't get
Bro,
them
you
all.
are scared shitless right now.
Oh yeah, that's right. I shouldn't know that that's there.
Your character doesn't know shit. Shut up, Dev.
I know. What I'm saying. I thought I could see it, but I'm not supposed to see it.
You have no idea.
Damn. I don't know what to do.
What can you do? You can pass your turn if you want to pass your turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass for now.
God damn it.
All right. Seems Reuven is panicking.
Yep.
All right, Alan.
I don't know what's in there yet. I don't know that he didn't tell me there's nothing in there yet. I'm gonna run this way and get in.
Yeah, roll me a d4 odds or evens,
If I
buds,
make
because
it
that's
there?
meta as hell, and you know it just as well as I do.
I know.
Odds or evens.
I re-rolled. I'm gonna re-roll it. We're gonna go odds this time. I said it beforehand.
You're not going down there, bud.
Fuck. All right, I'm going across.
Your metagaming is like a motherfucker
Well, I
right
was
now.
gonna go here anyways and pick up the fucking box because the fucking roof's sliding down
The
anyway.
box is gone.
Box
The
is
box
already
is
gone.
gone. I said that it dropped down.
Okay. Well, then I was gonna.
I mean, you still got a
We
bunch
have-
of other stuff.
We have the crystal though.
Yeah, but okay. Then I'm gonna dash to this door and try to open it too. Trying to see if I can get it opened or not.
All right, you reach the other side. You go to try to open it. Nothing. It's doors not. The handle's not even jiggling. It's just. It's almost like it's made out of stone.
I'm gonna shout back. This door does the same shit as that one did over there. There has to be another way out. that's my turn.
All right, then.
Alright, doors are sealed. How, like, is the ceiling coming down, like, quick, or is it, like, slow Indiana Jones
You have
style?
about another, as you're looking at it, you have about another 10 seconds before you're about to get crushed.
Does it, over by, alright, I'll move to, does that shit look like I could stand on it, that glass?
Oh yeah, you can 100% stand on it.
Alright, I'll move to here. Does the ceiling in the room,
Yes, sir.
Ruben's in? Same thing, it's all coming down.
All coming down all in one spot.
Yep. I'm gonna stamp my foot for how secure to, like, because that goes down.
As you're looking down, however, you do see the metal cross gate, almost like a sewer cross gate to stop. Even if the grass does break, there is some kind of metal cross members basically to hold you there.
All right.
They were making sure that people weren't going to steal his gold.
No, I'm aware. I'm just looking at options. I will bonus action dash into this room.
Give me a perception check.
All right.
$25. Way more than what you needed.
very
Samson
perceptive.
and Meyer went through a while back chasing a werewolf. When they chased them through, they came through the same secret passage, and neither one of them last time told me that they closed the door behind them. That's good for you. Because there's a door right here.
Good.
Leading to stairs that seem to be going down.
All right. I'm gonna point that out. Go first at speaking tone, Reuben, there. Then shout back, Alan, door this way. And that's all my movement. I think that's I'm just moving with the rest when I can.
I think you went...
I went 60 with a dash.
You went 60. You still technically have an action. If you want to move more, it's your choice.
I will. How much is it? Yeah, I'll move because I get right to the door, and I'm gonna wait for my two allies to make sure they get out.
Still holding on to that rope?
It's 50 feet, right? I think we've broken that
Not
distance.
pulling you. Maybe.
You're a big
Maybe tight. Ruben's definitely feeling the strain of the rope right now. He's still holding on to it.
I let go if we break that distance because we need to move.
All right, I'm gonna dash right through this door to the steps.
All right, you're out. I'm gonna move you. Give me a second here. Why can I not do that? Ruben, you're out. We're just calling you out for now.
Okay.
All right. Brings us to Alwyn.
Hampton, odds or evens?
Odd, like me.
Okay. There happens here. Okay, I'm not grabbing it on the way out.
He was deciding whether or not he wanted to get more shit on the way out. I mean, you could certainly try if that's what you want to do.
Nope. I rolled for it. I want to move all the way
He's
60
letting it
feet.
out.
Yep, 60 feet to get to the door.
All right, have Dan. You're right there, bro. It's
He's right there too. Can I just shove him through and just to
If
speed
you
this
tell
up?
me that both of you are going through, you're going through.
Yeah,
We're
going through.
All right.
Yeah.
So you guys have made it out. You want the good news or the bad news?
Good news is we didn't die.
Good news is that
Yeah.
you didn't die. You didn't get squished.
Yeah.
Bad news is we can't see shit and this tunnel's fucking busted.
This tunnel is not busted. You guys are down below. It is a long tunnel leading back east. You can hear the ceiling breaking things as it has come down. You can hear the... as it is finally hitting the floor below, crushing whatever had you been left. The bad news is that I gave you guys all opportunities to get 3 very special items that pertain to your characters individually. Did not happen.
You tried to kill us, so what do you expect?
I very specifically had the conversation earlier that it didn't matter what trap set it off. Right? You could grab things, and you could have gotten 3 items on your dip it out. But it's alright.
I rolled for it just to see if I would do it or not.
You're good. That's what I told you. I give you the good news. I give you the bad news.
The other bad news is now we can't save the prisoners, can we?
Probably not.
Well, you don't know this yet, right? So as you guys are walking down, Havdan, you still have the torch or no?
Yeah, I have it. Yeah, I would still have it, and I got the no weapons out, and I have the crystal balled up in my cloak, tucked in with my shield.
So you did make it out with the crystal. Good job.
Yeah, eyes on the prize, man.
Eyes on the prize. What are you doing with said crystal? Right now, it's just kind of balled up, but what are you doing with it?
I will bundle it with seeing it's still there because we had to move quickly. Take unclasp my cloak, wrap it the fuck up, and stuff it into my bag securely. I'll hand off the torch to.
It's in your bag.
Yeah, I'll hand the torch off to Alwyn.
All right, everybody, give me a perception check as you're walking along this this area here.
See some things.
Let's go. I see all the things.
Do
you see a very slick and ornate passageway? Even with the nat 20. Nat 20 doesn't guarantee success. Guarantee success, but I will give you something for that nat 20. Roll me a D100, boss. I will give you something for a nat 20, but it doesn't necessarily guarantee success.
Rolled the D100 and got a 6.
Oh, bro! Wow. I don't even. Okay.
I mean, it's 1% chance to get any number, so.
True.
This will make you happy. As you're going along, you just kind of running your hands along, and you're kind of looking, and there seems to be a cross member of a couple of short swords. One looks to be a little more ornate than the other. Go ahead and add a +1 short sword into your inventory to replace the last one. I am not joking, it is literally weapon +1. I give that to you for your nat 20.
Right.
Alright. You guys are actually able to make it across. And it's Ruben. If I can find you, why are you not in here? You're in here somewhere. You are able to come out the other side, and you are back in the room with that chest.
All right.
The ceiling has not looked like it's budged at all. It's still a ceiling.
All right. There's money over there. My friends, I'm guessing, went down this way, which means it's a way out, or at least closer to them. We should try to get them, see if they're safe, and get the hell out of here.
Well,
we have what we came for.
They went down the staircase. They should have come up over there into that room, and we didn't find any other way out of that room. Except for the doors that were sealed shut. And we know that they didn't come through the one way that we went through because they would come back out. So they had to go through the other door. that was stone shut.
All right. Well, let's get out of here. See if we can find them on our way back to the ship. If anything, they should meet us back at the ship. There's some money if you want to grab some. I'm good getting what we came for.
We still need to go get those prisoners. We owe it to them. We already let them out of the cage, but we told them to wait when we got in the fight.
Yeah, so I'll grab some gold so I can give it to all the prisoners.
So I will give you the number of gold that is in this chest. You can take however much you want. You can take it all. You can take none of it. It is your choice.
Okay.
Between the three of you, there are 1,000 gold coins in this chest.
You say we each take 100, give the rest of the prisoners?
That's fine with me.
Okay.
So you're taking all the gold out of the chest?
Yep.
Who's taking it out?
I'll take my 100 if we're doing that, and I'll let the big strong paladin man carry the rest.
Fuck my life. Alright.
It's fine.
Gold's heavy.
I know
Gold is heavy. You should have it. You should have your encumbrance on there, right?
I don't know if I have encumbrance on here or not. I don't think I had the money encumbrance. Maybe we change that.
Hey, if you don't have money encumbrance on, turn money encumbrance on. All of you, please.
Can do.
We're gonna start getting into a little bit more of the survival things
It's all good.
as this campaign progresses.
I'm getting what? 700 gold? 800 gold right now?
800 gold
Yeah,
if you were
800.
pulling out the remainder for the prisoners. Are you going to be able to carry it?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Oh yeah, I'm fine. I can carry
Alright.
195 pounds.
195 pounds more, is that what you said?
So I have a total of 195 pounds I can carry. It says I'm carrying 177.
Gotcha. All right. Who is the last person to take their gold share out? I'm guessing it's probably him, as he's loading his pockets.
Thanks, guys.
All right. I need a perception check from you, Alan.
Cool. I don't perceive shit about it.
You don't, man. This gold's fucking heavy. This shit sucks. It's heavy.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys going back for the sake of time? Is anybody else doing anything else on their way out?
I'm trying to
Yeah,
keep
so
an
we
eye out
got-
for a better sword. About it.
Gonna go grab those people and come back.
All right,
So you guys are going back to the people.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm going to move you guys. 1 second here.
Yeah, they're gonna need our help getting out.
So I'm moving you guys over yonder. And then I'm going to... Everybody can go ahead and give me a perception as I pull you into the new map. That's what I was asking just for the sake of time.
Better than what it was.
All right, I got a 24 from Reuven. Havdan, you can also hear this. Other than the creaking of Alwyn's armor as he's carrying massive amounts of weight, you know, you can actually hear words coming out. It's the men that you rescued earlier arguing about whether or not they should don the gear that the people you killed were in or not, because obviously you guys aren't coming back. You've been gone entirely too long, and something shook the entire room that they have been in. Everything has shaken. Something must have happened to you. Obviously, you guys are gone. You can also hear the woman that you did in fact rescue from the two dogs She did not. You did not ask for her name. She did not give you her. She did not. No one asked. She did not give it freely. But she is definitely crying and hugging it out with her mother somewhere around here. Surprised that someone big and brave has rescued her.
Around the corner. Well, wearing their uniforms would be a smart idea, but I'm pretty certain they all know what each other looks like, and they weren't wearing anything covering their faces. Good on you being creative, though.
Wait a minute. By golly, they're actually back. We figured something happened to you.
Several things, as a matter of fact.
As I go
What
clankety
matter?
clankety clankety clink. I start handing them gold.
Are
Am
you
I
actually
supposed to
handling
have?
gold right now?
I'm if they can carry it, yeah.
They can carry it.
I'll hand
So-
them some gold each.
Am I supposed to have vision at this point?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
There we go.
While Alwyn's passing that out, when he starts, Halfdan's gonna clap his hands together. So, all of you have been wronged and held against your will because of a corrupt man stealing all your money. That man is no longer around, and we feel you're due for a refund.
Ah, I guess there is some justice in the world.
Luck. Call it luck.
Well, I'll take luck. As he's all kinds of happy. How much gold are you passing each one of them?
100 gold each.
All right, so go ahead and just subtract 500 gold from your area there. They will gladly take 100 gold each. See, boy, I told you moving here would be the greatest thing. as the kid just shakes his head. You said we were going to die today. Greatest thing, my ass.
And I want to say, make sure
I
you
don't know what
spend
you're
that in
talking about.
town and help everybody else out in town to get food.
Of course, of course. You know, if we get our stuff back, I'll give all of my goods away for free. They're probably not worth 100 gold anyhow. But don't tell them I said that. Now, did you happen to find another way out? We've heard some guards up ahead, definitely yelling and screaming. Seems that one of them may have forgotten the key, and they don't quite know how to make it down here. But they've been saying they want to check.
As that, I'm gonna concentrate and utter a prayer. Get a spell slot back.
What are you doing, Havden?
Weighing our options. We don't really have a good second option to go out, and well,
Ruben, while he's thinking about it, what you got? What are you trying to do?
Perhaps we should weigh it with everybody here. We can either try and fight our way through, or there was a staircase back there. We don't know where it leads.
Oh, we used that staircase, buddy.
You use that staircase.
Oh, I thought there was. Okay, I thought
You
there
came
was
out the other side.
one. Never
Yeah.
mind. Looks like we're going through the guards then.
Yeah, I guess your founder kind of froze up when he came out the other side.
yep. So, let's try going through them. We have numbers. Here, big lad, and I'm gonna toss him my spare short sword that just got replaced. You know, when Reuben found the better one, and at least arm him.
All right, so the one in the middle here, the big dude.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
I mean, they might as
Hand
well
him
put,
that.
they might as well put the armor on. See if we can
Yeah.
get some sort of a distraction out of it.
Yeah. But I'll give him that. Go. You do know how this works, right? This side's cut and this end stabs.
And you hold this end.
I've cut up a pig before, but I can't ever say that I've cut up another man.
Oh, don't worry. Pigs and men are very close. And I'll give him a clap on the shoulder and walk.
Give me a persuasion check.
All right. Perfect.
He's just gonna just give you back the short sword.
No, you want out of here. You're going to help. You're a big, strong lad. I'm pushing it back into his hand.
That was
Walking away.
performance, not persuasion.
It's a nat 1.
Oh, it was performance. You lucky bastard. Give me persuasion. You rolled performance. You lucky bastard. You got away from that one.
Fine. Yeah.
No, give me. I made Dev reroll earlier. 18. All right. If you insist, I'll take it
I
back.
do insist because it's all hands on deck right now.
Well, he's gonna kind of lean into you a little bit more. I'll be the last line of defense, but please don't put me in that situation.
Listen, just keep a good face on and at least look scary. If we outnumber them, maybe they'll be just don't let them hurt others, all right?
You'll see his shoulders come down, his chest puffed out.
There,
I got
good,
this.
good. Because if you don't, they're gonna kill you.
Can you not say that, please?
I am gonna walk by and be like, put the armor on, guys.
So
It was a good idea. You should do it.
they will put some armor on. Give me a perception check, all three of you.
Your perception checks are about, even today.
Avdan, as they come back out after putting on the armor, not only is it twisted and just looks terrible, there's also arrow holes, slits from swords, and blood everywhere.
Will it keep them safe?
About as much as it kept the others safe. It will increase their armor class.
All right.
All that
First
really
off-
matters.
Yep. Havdan will just step up to them and just and help adjust some straps just so it fits a little better.
They will get an armor class of 16 because that is exactly what the tax guards had.
Cool.
So
But
they
yeah,
will get some armor.
just buckle. You got this twisted, and there. This is a notch too tight. All right. Better. Mobility is key as well.
All right, if you insist and if you say so.
This will help keep your inside safe, or at least a little better. Ignore the blood and the stab wounds.
Oh, what did you have?
Just don't let strikes hit those spots. You know where it's bad.
Okay, whatever you say. Oh God, this is gonna be a terrible night.
Night's not over yet, and yeah.
All right, I'm trying to find. There it is, short sword. I'm adding it into his inventory right now. There we go. All right, so we're starting to get there. All right. So, why did he left? You're killing me, Dav. You son of a.
It sounded like he was needed. I heard some tiny voices.
You'll probably tell him his food's done. Food's done.
All right, I'm gonna try and strike up a conversation with these people. Maybe calm them down, ask them where they're from, ask them what they used to do, that sort of thing.
Hey, there we go. All right. So who are you specifically talking to?
Just the group in general.
What? Just the group in general.
Yeah.
Roll me a d4 odds or evens. He's doing something since you decided to run away. Evens. Roll me a d4.
There you go.
All right. So what you actually see is the older woman kind of perks her head up. Well, I heard that these buffoons are they're caravanners. I'm sure they got lots of stories to tell. As he kind of just gives, she gives this like, ugh. But my Beldora here, as she kind of just starts like patting her hair and whatnot. She's going places. She's gonna get me and her out of the slums. She's got a patron, as it were, and well, she's done everything that she can to, well, teach my little Beldora here to read and write and to be a store clerk. You see, and at one point in time, he said that he would, well, he's gonna let her run her own shop in his honor. He saw something about her. It'll be a great time. Maybe, well, Beldora, maybe you can give these great men a discount when your store opens up. I'm sure they could definitely use it.
It's wonderful, wonderful news. Just stay with us, and we'll get you out of here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Anything you say, sir. Just make sure to get out to my mom one way or another. All right. Now that you three are back. Okay.
I don't care.
Uh-huh.
Do what I want.
All right. What are you guys doing? You headed up?
Yeah, I guess we're headed up.
All right. Who's headed up first?
The guy that can see in the dark.
Yeah, I would like to stealth and go up there and peek around. I actually have night vision, so.
All right, give me a stealth check, please.
See if I can figure out what we're looking at here.
I'm gonna move these two back.
I mean,
I'm not gonna take you out the screen.
I'm gonna move
on
you here anyways, just here, in front of these guys.
I'm pulling you guys to a new map, so
Okay.
hold on.
Cool.
All right, so as you come up with that 17 stealth is, we'll find out. Give me 1 second. Perception. Okay. So as you come up, you go ahead and give me a perception check. 19. All right.
I mean, I technically
You
didn't
actually
see
hear
stuff,
it before that you actually see it. So you hear someone barking orders. I don't know what happened, but if we don't get down there soon, Harkon's gonna have our heads. You, make your way around to the other side of the wall. See if you can figure out what happened. As he, from where you're standing, you can see he's actually pointing at these two gentlemen. These two gentlemen are going to exit stage left. From where you are standing, I'll actually move you up a little bit more so that you can see. You are able to see 4 guards and 1 man who seems to be in charge, looming above them, barking orders.
Okay.
Are you staying up? Are you headed back down?
I want to get just close enough to them that I can tell them, relay to them what I see up here.
All right, are
There's
you guys
4
headed up?
4 guards, 1 commander, and 2 more are going around the sides.
Hey, Alwyn.
Mm-hmm.
Are you still able to do that trick with telling people what to do?
Mm-hmm.
We know it. Reuven, point out which one the... Is it obvious who the commander is if he's not talking? Like, does he look different?
Oh yeah, yeah. Everybody's watching him, and he's yelling and pointing.
I'm just gonna whisper back. I get 1 word, command. Need to make it count.
Hey, that one will be our target. If we can take out the leader, maybe they won't be as organized. Maybe telling them to flee. Break their confidence.
treat.
I mean, we could try something even worse than that if you want to.
I don't know how it works. You're the one who hit the magic. I trust you.
I guess I'm gonna move up ever so slightly, or I can get eyes on at least 2 of these guys.
Give me a stealth check if you're trying to do it stealthily.
Do you want me to do? Because I'm moving too. I'm gonna move with him. Do you want me to roll as well?
If you're moving with him, yes, sir.
All right.
Nope. I'm not stealthily at all.
No, Jesus Christ.
So as I'm doing that, casting a spell, I already know they see me. I am going to cast...
So they hear you. They
hear
can't. They definitely hear you.
That's fine. They hear me. They for sure hear me, but I'm going to be
And
casting...
that has raised the alarm.
I'm going to cast Command at the 2nd level, and I'm going to target the commander and one of his other subordinates. They need to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Which subordinate?
The only one I can see is this guy right here.
So this guy and this guy?
Yeah. If that's that's the commander, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that guy and this guy.
All right, what's the word?
Suicide.
You may want to reread your
I can't
thing.
do that, can I?
Yeah.
No, and also
Surrender.
You may want to reread your thing. You cannot. You cannot cause them to cause harm to themselves.
Damn it.
So, what other word would you like?
Surrender.
Surrender would work.
Surrender.
Yeah.
All right. First guy. Task guard. What's the DC?
15.
15, and it's a wisdom save.
Yep.
All right. First guy coming up. Come on. I clicked on it.
Maybe.
Why won't you do it? Maybe. Oh, there we go. Will fail. Second guy coming in. 18. Your tax guard will surrender.
Sweet.
For all intents and purposes, I'm going to put him as charmed as he just kind of stands there, looking in a very stupefied setting. We're going to put you into a combat turn order. There's a locked door between, or there's a door between you and him. Well, they perceive it to be a locked door. Havden, you remember, you did not lock the door back behind you. You made it appear to be locked, right?
No, I
You locked it?
Pretty sure
pretty
it's
certain I
locked,
locked it because it was a padlock, so ka-clink.
All right. Go ahead and roll for your,
Yeah, initiatives. Holy shit, I rolled higher than a 7.
Now, unfortunately for you guys, I know that this is going to take well over the 20 minutes that I said that we were 100% going to have a hard stop at. And I'd prefer not to stop right in the middle of combat.
That
That's
is
fine.
fair and valid.
It's
So for
fine.
you gentlemen, this is where we are going to fade to black.
That's
as it were.
fine. We're fine.
Okay.
Is where we will fade to black for you.
I will ask one thing, Dredd, and I should have asked this before we hit combat. Because we were down there prepping and stuff, could that have been a short rest? Or no? Before we came?
No, only because they would have not only tried to rush you, but they were trying to get in. So if it would have taken an hour, they would have met you down in that hall.
That's totally fair.
Yeah.
Didn't know how long
Yep. Only because it was just like a look, like we're trying, like they're trying to get down there.
Nope, totally fair. Just figured I'd ask.
Yep. Can't ever succeed if you don't ask questions.
Yeah.
But for the rest of you, this is what we will pick up next week with the rest of you for now. I do want to give the other players equal amount of love and attention. So, you know, Stannis got that face, right? She's like, I don't want to love and attention from the DM. That's horrible. Bard, I may ask you to turn on a light, dude. You're like pitch black.
He's just being spooky.
He was being spooky. Spooky. I want to see your bright and shining face. I love it. I want to see the facial expressions that shit hits the fan for you guys tonight.
Yay!
One of us is definitely dying.
I'm not saying that one of you are dying.
You say that both of you might
In
die.
fact, I'm not even trying to put you in combat. That may be a lie. I don't know. It depends. We'll see what happens. All right. In the meantime, I'm going to take a quick break, see if my wife needs anything, and then we will come right back into it. But I'll be right back.
Yay! Bet I
Oh, we
couldn't do
back.
that.
Yeah. Most like charming and
Yeah,
shit
no.
won't let you.
I was still trying. I was hoping he didn't know. Fine. We're fine.
We're probably not fine.
We're
No.
okay. We'll
There's
live.
a reason I asked if we had a short rest in between.
Haha, we're in danger.
I mean, there's a locked door between me and them. They can try.
Yeah, like-
They can try to open it. We can stab them.
Oh, I was talking about me, but yeah.
You need to stop being mean.
Let me
should
just
do
Someone's
do
getting
this
scolded.
real quick.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. Now he can't talk to himself. As much as he wants to, he can't talk to himself anymore.
Well, he can talk to himself. We just won't hear him.
Exactly.
So he can talk to himself all he wants.
Just leave him muted for a minute, see what happens.
We'll laugh if he comes back. It's like, why is everybody ignoring me?
I didn't server mute him. I just muted him on my side, I think. Or did I server mute him? I don't know.
I think I'm not hearing him. Oh, now I hear him.
There, I server
Or here's
muted him,
somebody.
yeah.
This is the biggest thing, as long as it's not broadcasting over the stream.
I server muted him. Fun things you can do when you're an admin. Do other admin.
Admin wars.
So how's everybody doing anyway?
Don't
My
forget.
migraine is still slightly here, but not as bad as it was at the beginning of stream.
Don't forget, you guys can. Don't forget about stream loose, guys. It may or may not save people's lives this week or next.
Yeah. Good point, but I need to save money.
Try to server mute me, you son of a.
We
you
could
had a
hear things in the
conversation.
background.
He figured it out.
He figured it out pretty quickly when we weren't paying attention to him.
Well, little Miss Arya is being mean. Scratch, come on.
We heard. We heard. That's why we muted you.
Mother's Day cupcakes.
So why are you eating them?
Because it's not
Because
Mother's
there's
Day.
cupcakes in the house. Barn, I just want you to know that I wrote this like 2 weeks ago,
Okay.
and I am mad excited to just with you.
Excellent.
Static. Don't be mad at me tonight.
If my migraine stays at an acceptable level, I will not be mad.
All right. If you guys are all ready, let's check in with our other group here.
Oh, this is fine. Everything's fine.
This is the definite oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
You thought the other group was in danger. That's cute.
I actually need to reload because I'm not playing any music. Did you guys hear any music from at all? You guys could actually hear the music?
Now all I hear is screaming.
I have music on my side.
Well, that's probably pretty
I have the music on my side.
yeah. So I'm seeing if it actually plays. Yeah. I mean, it's massive panic. You are in Upper Alinthi, right? You're not in the super rich and royal area, but you are in the upper class, definitely. You are no longer in the slums. You know this much to be absolutely certain. However, this massive attack just happened in the middle of the city. People are panicking. People are starting to run out of their homes, trying to put out fires. You, knowing what you know that there are multiple guards that are probably on their way.
Yep. I'm gonna slip my ring of disguise on.
Okay.
I need a reminder of what the fuck happened.
All right. So, reminder of what happened for you. So you were chasing after Sanzin, after this who was chasing after this werewolf, and he just, for whatever reason, would not stop. You tried to stop him to the best of your ability. You tried to talk him down, but something was just driving him to go after this guy for whatever reason. So you did just that. You came out. You both were able to see that, well, this guy was definitely, in a very bestial tone that you did not understand. So Meyer did not understand. However, just looking it up, it seems to be trying to talk to somebody in the sky, and then all of a sudden, boom, and things for you faded to black. As you were pushed back. Now, Sanzin on the other end heard some things and may have seen glimpses of what caused this chaos. I'm going to start out, Meyer, with you with a Constitution saving throw to see if you regain consciousness.
This could be a fun session if I don't regain consciousness. Let's see.
You do regain consciousness.
Yay!
You were knocked out with just enough time to give you a little bit more. Eden speaks to you as you start to fade to black. Now's not the time. Time to get up. Time to run. It's time to go. Get up! And I will leave it with you as people are starting to move towards the whatever happened.
Sands gonna go over by Meyer and kind of be like trying to shake her awake since she was knocked out.
Okay. She is coming too, I guess. Probably not entirely sure what's going on because she was just fucking unconscious.
That's fair.
So she's gonna ask, what's going on?
I'm not quite sure. There was an explosion, but we need to go. And he'll kind of like offer you his hand. You can see that he's got like the human visage going on.
Yeah, she'll take the hand and try to GTFO.
All right, Meyer.
Yes.
I need a wisdom saving or a wisdom saving throw,
Okay.
as you have taken Sansan's hand.
Yep. That it would help if I click the right tab. There we go.
All right, you got a 9. With that 9, you begin to take his hands in, not even of your own will, but of Eden's will. She rips it back. Don't touch him.
Why?
He is changing.
Oh, okay. So she'll get up, she'll pull her hand away and then get up for her own power, I guess.
All right, I need a perception check from both of you, please. As you're looking around in the mass chaos that was city center and a cathedral. Yeah. Meyer, I'm gonna give you all of them right off the bat. It seems that the city guard, there is enough in this portion of the city to respond relatively quickly. They have come out of most areas, all but one that you can see, directly to your south. With that nat 20, I will also tell you that right off the bat, you got to look at the stairwell back down to try to make it back to your friends, and it's completely collapsed. The building that stood over it has collapsed on top of it. The amount of rubble, you're just not going to get through it. With that nat 20, I will also give you one more thing. You see a face out of this window.
Out of which window?
So the cathedral window right here.
Oh, okay. I didn't scroll over far enough.
It's looking down on you. You don't recognize the face by any means. But as you look at it, it seems to waver for a second before disappearing.
Okay.
You hear the guards starting to call out to one another. What happened? Someone did this. Find them.
Okay, we need to go. We need to go. So you said there was one direction where there wasn't guards coming out of?
Down to the south.
Okay.
Seems Sansan is already dipping out. He's like, no,
Right now.
you're gonna tell me twice. Are you headed down to that south?
Yeah.
All right. As you guys all start to move down to the south, if this actually loads, come on.
98%. Let's go.
Yeah, this happened to me once before. It was, there we go.
Yep.
I got to 100.
The fire just took a bit.
Yep. So as you're able to start weaving your way through the streets, trying to get through, give me stealth checks. We're gonna theater of mind some of this. All right. 720. I'm doing 10. I am combining both of your rolls, and we're doing averages as you guys are trying to travel away together. Now, fortunately for you, these guys will be at disadvantage because of the mass chaos that is happening. All right. As they're running, you hear mass chaos still. It's going on. You turn to look back, and buildings are still on fire. But you are moving away. You see the blood that was Harkon at one point in time, having gone blocks. When this guy exploded, he exploded. which you can only guess is his blood coating random doors, walls, alleys. Blood still splattering on the ground. Give me another perception check, please. All right. We've gone polar opposites. We've gone polar opposites.
Yep.
That one and a 23. With that 23, Sanson, you're a little more calm for whatever reason than Myra after she has regained. Basically, the adrenaline has started to disappear. I want to bring your attention over to here. With that 23. Come one, come all, to the greatest celebration of the year, the Festival of the Blazing Sun. With that 23, I want you to actually, if you can, zoom in ever so slightly and read that little bit of bottom there for me.
Attendance and children required, rain or shine, all will be well, the Baron.
Attendance and children required. The Baron.
That's weird.
Do you guys want to stay here? Do you want to keep moving? It's your choice.
Does it seem like the guards are still like searching the area? I mean,
They're definitely searching the area. They're looking for somebody.
I would say yes. I would keep moving.
All right. Are you still following?
Yeah, I'm not letting Sanson out of my sight at this point.
All right. Is there any particular direction that you're trying to move? Trying to do anything?
Away from people.
Away from people, away from... Got it. All right. So, go ahead and give me a... If that's all that we're doing, we'll go ahead and keep moving. Give me another stealth check. If we're trying to do this stealthily. Or if you're just trying to run by all means. All right. I mean, 22. You're growing up. You went from 10 to 11. You're getting more stealthy. Let me see if we have a... Unfortunately, this time, someone seems to have caught a glimpse. And they are starting to race towards you.
Like a guard?
A guard calling out. Stop! What have you seen? He's still a good distance away from you. How do you want to play it?
What is Meyer doing right now?
Honestly, I'm not sure. At this
gotta be
point,
doing
there's
something.
been a werewolf, an explosion. Her friend is possessed. Not possessed, but you know what I mean. Kind of possessed.
Only minorly possessed. It's fine.
Not possessed at all.
I know.
Haha, I'm not possessed. Teehee.
Start speaking in tongues. How do you want to play it? You have a guard starting to run towards you. He's getting closer by the
Is there
second.
any other people around other than guards?
Most of them have disappeared. Like, they had a massive explosion. Mass panic is happening.
Honestly, just join the mass panic.
Try to blend in with the mass panic.
Yeah.
All right. Give me a performance check.
Dirty 20.
Terrible.
Oh no, there's things.
28, 14. Just need an insight check on this guy. Give me a second here. I gotta be able to pull him up. sake, turn chaos, they'd be at disadvantage. Seems that he may have lost you inside of this panic.
Ah, sucker.
Is there any particular direction that you're trying to head? Any landmarks? Anything that you were trying to find?
No,
or are you just going to continue to run?
I don't think we have
Yeah, there was just
much
a dude
knowledge of.
so, like,
Yeah, then I don't think we have much knowledge of this place, to be honest.
You would not have much knowledge of the place. You may know of a landmark, however, that you may be able to use.
you're likely gonna need to give us a reminder because it's been a couple weeks.
Because you said we're not in the slums anymore, correct?
You're not in the slums anymore. What separates the slums from upper?
Yeah, the big gate wall. I guess would probably be the first that we would need
Massive
to-
wall.
Yeah. So I will try to go there. I'm assuming Meyer will probably
Yep,
follow.
I'll follow.
All right. As you're moving through, give me a survival check. Trying to navigate the city streets. Meyer, realizing that Sanson is trying to get back to the wall, he goes to take a turn. You realize that's probably not the direction that he should probably go. There's more of a direct route. You actually start to bring him forward. You do actually find a path along the wall. You're trying to find yourself a gate. Something to get back to the back to the slums, back to what you know, back to your party. However, with that 17, I will let you know you've run into a checkpoint. Give me a perception check.
Just Meyer or both of us?
Both of you can do this perception check. All right. With that 11, you go to turn back around, and you realize it looks like you're starting to get sandwiched between guards. You're getting pushed into the checkpoint. Each individual person being questioned on their way out. They're starting to close in. What do you want to do?
Thanks, Raiders. Thanks for coming and hanging out.
Are there
Yeah.
any buildings around us that are on fire currently, or no?
No,
Probably have
you've
the
made
party
it far
split.
enough out that nothing else is on fire.
Got 2 players.
Okay.
You and the other 3 are in another area.
Because honestly, we can be questioned and just lie.
Yeah, that's true. I think that's probably the best option.
You could. Give me another perception check. $18 will actually do it. Meyer, there's one building that stands out that is up against this wall, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
There's a sign, Desires Devotion. And a woman stands out on the corner, waving towards you and Sanson.
Does she look familiar?
Give me a history check.
Ugh.
She doesn't quite look familiar. You can't really tell. Something seems odd, but you feel confident that you may know her. You just can't place it for whatever reason. Quickly! Quickly! In here!
That does not bring joy, but I will commit to it anyway.
I mean, we could go through the questioning. I'm okay with this.
If Meyer's gonna like dip out, I will follow.
Yeah,
All right, so you guys are going to the Desires Devotion.
sure.
Yes! As a DM, yes!
Seems like a terrible idea. Let's go.
All right, let me get you in here.
Even your child is crying.
Oh yeah. As you guys walk in, give me another perception check, please.
So much perception.
Not much perception.
We're just gonna fail, and then we're not gonna see what you need to see. Letting it.
No, I mean a 23 is definitely gonna spot it.
Oh, there it goes.
Sandon, you male you. You're more than happy to be here. Desires devotion. As you walk in, you see a sign that says very blatantly, where all of your fantasies come true.
Boy.
She waves you in. Please, please, take a seat, take a seat. You look like you were in need. I figured we'd be able to help you here. What can I get you?
Your tone really doesn't match the level of emergency this town is in.
Let the guards handle it. I heard something going on. Seems that it's brought in a number of patrons into our area, and that's more than enough for me. I'm always happy to have business. It's kind of looking around. You see a few, lack of better terms, belly dancers and a few people having fun times with personal waitresses at each table. Go ahead, Sanson. What you got?
I don't know, actually. This is just very confusing. Myra's gonna hear in her head, this seems very odd. I know you can't answer me, but...
Actually, she can.
Standing right next to you, she can say whatever she wants.
I mean, also, there's a way that she can, and probably not even realize it. So you are going to hear back. This seems very wrong.
Satan's just gonna kind of like cock his head slightly and like look at Meyer, and then look at this lady that invited us in.
So, you're taking a look at the lady that's bringing you in?
Mm-hmm.
The words drop dead and gorgeous all come to mind. Right. This is... Give me a history check. Has Sanson ever visited a place like this before?
Probably.
We'll see.
Probably at some point in time, because he used to be a bard before he worked at the orphanage, but...
Roll me that history check, bud.
He used to be on the other side of the brothel.
You don't recognize this as a brothel, but you do recognize this as a place where people can come and relax and kick up their feet and tell beautiful women stories that may or may not be true.
Interesting.
It's just a place to relax. So, why not relax? Please have a seat. We're about to have our show for the night.
Myra's gonna hear in her head, I suppose we should just go with this for now.
If we have an escape plan.
Can I potentially roll an insight on this lady? She seems very suspicious.
Go for it. With that 18, what you can tell is that she wants nothing more than for you to sit down and take a drink and tell you all about your wildest desires. Or tell her all about your wildest desires.
All right, then.
If you want, you can move wherever you want to go ahead and be able to take a seat.
Guess we'll take a seat at this table.
What are you doing, Meyer? You taking a seat? Trying to find out anything? What are you doing?
I'm just very confused. So we're just going along with this, so we're not getting chased by guards. Because, you know, there was a giant explosion that this lady does not care about.
Does not care about any. As you were sitting there, music starts to play, and best way for me to be able to put this, have you ever seen Dusk Before Dawn?
Yes, I have.
I have not.
Have you seen the Selma Hayek dance? You know what I'm talking about. Dev's like, yes, I have. For those of you who have not ever seen that movie, Selma Hayek does a very interesting dance. Let's just put it that way.
It's very descriptive for those of us.
With with a snake and some belly dancing and some we'll just call them erotic movements, right? Fully clothed, as are these women. But the dance starts.
I think the word you're looking for is provocative.
Provocative. Yeah, that's the best way that I'm using. There we go. Provocative dance. As you notice, this woman has very much so locked eyes both with Ymir and Sanson.
At the same time, cross-eyed?
No, just realizes that you are there, right? And it starts to approach the table elegantly, provocatively.
Listen, cross-eyed can be provocative for some people.
I mean, if you're into that, maybe that's what you see. She will come over. Without missing a beat, she will go to lay her hand on you, Sanson.
Meyer swat at the hand.
Meyer swats at the hand.
I was gonna say,
Well,
Sanson just kind of,
there, aren't you?
Sanson just kind of like scoots his chair to the side awkwardly.
Sassy pair, aren't you? Well, I guess if it's your man. She's just like, I don't even know what to do with this.
Meyer is vaguely... Flustered is not the right word. Not been in this situation before.
Oh. I suppose if you didn't come here to be touched, you could tell me what you came here for.
Because you told us to?
Well, you only find this place if you're in need and you have a desire. So you tell me, what is your desire? Let Lily do make your dreams and your wildest desires come true. As she pulls out this pipe, and we'll start to, she will light said pipe, and it's one of those super long, elegant, like, you know, very ornate looking pipes. Looking at you, Mar. Oh, come now, sweetie. You obviously have to have some kind of desire.
Right, is there anybody at the bar currently, like, doling out drinks?
As you look back over, Lydia's gonna... Oh, do you desire a drink? Oh, I can make that happen for you.
If you wouldn't mind, yeah.
Oh, by all means, sweetie. She's just gonna kind of give you this stop, this little glance, this little quick hip shake, right? She will walk behind the bar to go get you said drink.
Okay, as she's doing that, I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts on her.
Let me see something. Just read something here. Unaffected. What's the saving throw?
There isn't one at the initial, because I'm not digging into her brain meats yet.
Yet being the keyword.
You learn initially the surface thoughts of the creature, what's most on its mind at the moment, and if I keep like probing, that's when she starts to make the wisdom saving throw.
as you start to go probe your thoughts out, you are rebuffed and you get nothing back.
All right. I'm assuming all of these, like,
This is the first time it's ever happened to you, for sure.
interesting. I'm going to focus on this gentleman to the south of me. Does he have any thoughts?
So as you turn to focus to the gentleman to your south, his thoughts are on a young boy. You see images of him playing with a young boy. You see images of playing ball and catch. And as you as you still see on the surface of his mind, it's almost like he's reliving either past memories or creating new ones. But you take this as his son and everything that his son would become or is or would have been.
Is the lady to the right of their table, is she like another one of, similar to the lady that was at our table?
Yes, she is.
I would like to switch my focus to her, please.
As you continue to focus on her, just in the natural level, right?
Yep.
Focus mind, creature as an action. Initially learn surface thoughts. Her surface thoughts are to make dreams come true. Whatever they may be, one way or another.
Interesting. I'm gonna probe deeper on that one. Go ahead, make your wisdom save.
Alright. You will pass.
Alright.
There you go, so you can actually see it.
Yeah.
She will pass.
So she passes, therefore the spell ends.
Alright. From what you've been able to gather, the man to your south is happy. The woman sitting across also seems to be smiling. In fact, as you actually look around the room, each individual person is sitting at their table silently, but smiling. About that time, Lily will come back and stand directly between the two of you, putting two drinks in front of you and right in front of you. Now, tell Mama Lily what your favorite desire is. She will put her hand not on Sanson this time, as it is not your desire to have you touched by Sanson. She will, however, place her hand on the back, right at the top, and just kind of brush down your hair. Because that's not creepy at all.
I need an adult.
My ear, you're gonna hear in your head, most of the people here seem to be having fond memories of their past or things they care about. This lady, I can't seem to read her thoughts. Something is not right here.
And you're gonna hear back, I could have figured that out a while ago. I don't desire anything right now.
Oh,
That's a blatant lie. I can roll deception if you want.
you don't have to.
Okay.
She will look down at you. Oh, you don't have to lie to me in my own house, honey. What is it that you desire? We can make anything happen. I need a wisdom saving throw from you, please, Meyer.
Oh, not that one. Not that one. Not that one. There we go. 21.
You will pass with the 21. You feel something in your mind things start to get a little fuzzy for a second. And then you hear Eden's voice again. Come back. Don't fall for that trick.
I wasn't falling for a trick. I wasn't falling for a trick.
I'm gonna turn and look at you, Sanson. Huh. Seems we're not alone here. As she's going to take a suck down on that pipe a little bit. Blow the smoke into your face, Sanson.
Dick.
I need a wisdom saving throw from you as well, please.
Do you? Because I don't need to breathe.
I still need it.
Damn it.
It's not about breathing it in.
It's that magic smoke.
It's that magic. Alright, wisdom saving throw?
Yep.
No, that's not good at all.
Oh,
It is not.
god damn it.
As she nears near inches to your face.
Luckily,
You
that's
will need to tell her your desire. Sanson, what is Sanson's deepest desire?
Oh god, that's a deep question that I was not ready for.
I told you I was gonna be fucking with you guys tonight.
I suppose what it would be currently is no.
Doesn't even have to be current, right? Just what is Sanson's deepest desire?
Trying to think.
Going back to a life, not having to deal with being undead anymore, power, wealth.
I think it would probably be understanding what happened to him and what he's become, because he doesn't quite know.
Myra, you hear this, and you hear he's, without even thinking about it, she asks the question, and he repeats back, I want to know what happened to me. Would you have ever actually mentioned that desire to Myra?
Probably, yeah.
Myra, you know it to be true. But also something that he probably doesn't tell most people. And he very freely just gave that information away. Well, I'm sure we can find that out together, sweetie.
Probably not.
Oh, well, you're in Desire's devotion. We make all of your desires real.
Sanson, I think we need to leave.
Sanson, you just sit. You're not moving.
Alright.
I can help him. What is it that you truly desire?
To leave.
Oh, where would you want to go?
Not here.
You have to have somewhere in mind, do you not?
Not currently.
Is that a lie?
Oh yeah.
She will instantly know that you were lying.
That's fine. I'm still lying. I'm not gonna tell the truth just because she knows.
Give me a perception check. You look around the room yet again. You don't quite catch it at first. But the more you try not to meet her eye, the more each individual person sitting at the table seems to turn to look at you themselves. Blank stares on their faces. about a memory? Would you like to relive one of those? Sanson,
Yes.
what do you think our favorite memory would be? It seems you know each other.
Very shortly.
Important question.
You can't lie to her.
Sanson didn't give her his name, did he?
No.
Nope.
It also depends on what memory he actually still has.
I'm guessing you guys would have had a good time to travel and talk about things, trying to get him to remember things, right? Telling me you never would have shared a good memory?
He'll recant like one that she's told him about that he might not specifically believe, but something that she said, like about the orphanage.
Well, she's gonna lean down into your face again. One more time, Meyer. Do you want to see your kids again? Is that what you truly desire, to go back to that life?
And she's just gonna, in her head, go, Eden, I need help.
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
And back.
You're met with silence. Meyer, you're on your own. You don't know why.
Roll above a 6!
You don't know why.
Because I
It
can't
seems
roll
you're on
above a
your own.
6!
Aren't you still lucky?
Oh, yeah, I'm still lucky. I'll lucky that one. Fuck it.
Go for it.
I'll screw myself over later.
A 15. A 15 will do it. Roll me a d6.
Boop.
I got your back, Kathy.
Oh my god, not if I can't roll.
I'm just trying to think. Erupted desires. And her screen froze on my end.
Oh,
Oh, there she goes. No, you're back.
oh.
I don't know if that happened for anybody else. It just happened for me. Erupted desires. I'm only allowed 2 words.
Okay.
Don't
I'm just
worry.
gonna try to get up and leave.
Your facial expressions say it all. As she blows the smoke out in your face. You're free to leave, if that's what you desire. Sanson, why don't you help her out?
I'm assuming I do so.
Oh, yeah. Are you walking out?
Yeah, Sans will get up and like help her out with this place.
And she's just gonna drag him with if he tries to stay behind.
He's not. He's going to leave with you. At this point in time, Sanson, whatever spell you were under, or think you were under, you are no longer. However, as you step out, Meyer, you're met right as you go to walk out. You're met with a scene that you remember very, very vividly. You do not step out back into the streets. You step out of your own orphanage. You're currently looking at Murney, Bo, and Lily. All with looks of terror on their face. Give me perception checks for both of you. Sanson.
Yes,
With
sir.
your eyes more than anything, and having been so close to the mists that seem to have taken your life, you're back on that night. The only difference is now, you have powers.
Wish I had more spell slots.
Is that your desire? Let's go.
He asked to find out what happened to him. Your desire was to live with the kids or to see the kids again. Together, you are living that again.
Some monkey's paw bullshit for sure.
You live it again. As little Lily will run directly up to you. Latch onto your leg yet again. Won't you save us, Meyer? Won't you make the bad things go away?
I already did.
They're back. Can't you see? They're back. And she's going to gesture to the 3 mists that are sitting around just outside. They are not moving. What would either of you like to do? the silence, like, just the look on Barber's face. He's just like, what the fuck is this bullshit?
Question, do I look like I would have then, or do I look like I do now?
You still look like you do now.
Hmm.
You and your essence hasn't changed.
Okay.
But you have an opportunity. You have an opportunity to figure out what happened that night. Something you haven't had before.
I think
Meyer, you have an opportunity to see the kids and to save Bo from being eaten. Possibly without a deal.
Except she's already made the deal.
What would Meyer think?
That she's
Nah.
already made the deal and this is, you know, some altered reality.
A corrupted desire?
Mm-hmm.
As it were.
She could have figured that out without the hint.
Here's what I'm going to do to move things just a little bit further forward. I'm not saying that you are in combat. I'm not saying that you are out of combat. All I am saying is that I need an initiative from both of you to decide who goes first and how we're moving forward.
I cannot roll above a 6.
So am I going first, or are the spooky ghost monsters going first?
I will allow you to go first for this turn order. Myrnie will turn back around during her turn order. The vampire or the mists have not moved, but Myrnie will turn back around. You didn't save us last time. We'll get a little tidbit of information of what happened that night. What do you want to do with it, Sanson?
I think I will approach the closest vampiric mist.
All right.
And wait,
Hello.
that was what I will do.
Very well.
Michael, come.
Which? Not that one. This one will move approximately 15 feet closer, and that'll bring us around to Mara.
I mean, I'll just blast one of them,
Alice, Aria, come on.
I
Okay,
guess.
which one would you like to blast?
Which one's closer?
I think they're all within your range at this point. There's
Whichever
one
one is
45,
closest.
45, and 25 right next to Sanson.
Yeah, so the closest one.
All right, right next to Sanson. Go ahead.
Roll twice.
25 definitely hits. Roll me damage.
Come on.
And 16 also hits. So roll me a second damage.
1 second. Roll damage.
21.
Yes.
Blasting holes through the mist. The mist appears to go and just disappear. Sandy, you're no longer standing next to the mist as it has appeared to disappear.
Gotcha.
Is there anything else you would like to do for your turn, Myra?
No, that was it. I was just going to see if that worked.
Give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Still can't roll above a 6.
You feel something scratching at the back of your mind, but you're not really sure what that is. You have a need. You need to save Lily. You need to save Bo. You need to save Murney. Lily's just going to look up at you, Myra. You have the power to protect us this time. You have the power. Bo is actually going to turn and look over at you, Sanson, and almost in unity with Murney, both of them are going to just look at you. You died that night. But she brought you back. Things aren't always what they seem to be. Not all deals are the best kind. But she had to, for your sake. Stanton, back to you, bud.
I dislike what these children are saying.
What was your desire?
Yeah. Doesn't mean I have to like it, though.
Your desire was to know what happened to you that night.
I think Santa's just gonna kind of move back there and just kind of like keep seeing how this scenario plays out.
It's your turn, Meyer.
No, just gonna blast another one because it worked the last time. Like, she's not even, like, adrenaline rushing at this point because she's just so confused. Oops, I meant to roll twice. Also, is it even rolling the right die?
I see a D10 and a D10. So it looks like
Rolling
you.
damage is not rolling
The attack rolls.
the attack rolls.
Yep, nope.
Oh, here we go. Roll dice. Here we go. So those are my damages. Here's the actual rolls.
22 and 18 both hit. Which one are you aiming at, top or bottom?
Top.
Top. Gone. Give me another wisdom saving throw if that is the end of your turn.
Boop. I rolled above a 6.
You did roll above a 6. You feel that itching just harder this time. Something's trying to scream at you. You just a dull itch in the back of your mind. You're doing it! You're gonna save us all! I knew you had the power to do it. Again, Bo and Marnie turn to look at you. Bo actually will walk back, and if I can actually do this, we'll walk back into the mist. As Marnie turns to look, you weren't the only one that night who died and came back. Bo came back. Bo didn't come back alone. You have the power to absorb powers. That deal was made on your behalf, but you have to pay the price. That mist is going to start feeding on Bo. As Bo just stands there. Which will bring us back around to you, Sanson.
I'm gonna shoot the mist.
What are you shooting the mist with?
Ray of Frost.
Something odd happens. It starts to crystallize for a second. But unlike Meyer firing these off, it doesn't dissipate.
Interesting.
Does it just go through it, or?
No, it's like it hit, it crystallized the air for a second, right? And then it just kind of bled back to normal. Is there anything else that you would like to do, Sanson?
Nope.
Give me a wisdom. This power can be yours too. Meyer. Both of them hit. As it dissipates. See? I told you could do it. As Lily is grasping on your leg. Give me a prayer. Give me another wisdom.
Jesus Christ.
11 is the lucky
Can't seem to
number.
get it. Just can't seem to understand what exactly is happening.
I mean, she's just assuming that this is fake.
Well, DC lowers each and every time, so I'll tell you what, you get another 11 next time, you're gonna pass it.
Don't worry, I'll roll a 10.
All right. So as it goes, I need both of you to give me perception checks, please.
Oh, good, I rolled a 20 there.
Oh, you rolled a nat 20. With the 21, you would have seen it anyhow. There's a much larger mist making its way towards you. And again, Bo and Murney have come back to let you know your last tidbit of information. You didn't come back alone either. The power you're wielding so freely isn't your own.
Who are they talking to?
Sanson. And your time was much longer than hers. I have a feeling he knows what I'm talking about. You know exactly. Your words were you wanted to know what happened. You got your desire fulfilled, my friend. It's your turn. What would you like to do?
Myra's gonna hear in her head. I don't quite know what this is all about. But I would like to leave, and it seems like you're the only way we could do that. Bonus action, Bardic Inspiration, and I will cast Bless on myself and Myra.
Okay. Myra, that comes back to you.
So there's just a big old mist.
There's a massive mist making its way towards you.
I'm just gonna blast it. I don't know. She's so confused at this point.
Before you do that, give me another wisdom save, Myra, or not Myra, Sanson. Sorry, it was the end of your turn. I apologize.
All good. Wisdom. Plus Bless. 16.
You have a choice. Something's trying to talk to you. With the 16, you have a choice whether or not you hear it or not.
Is it a familiar something trying to talk to me?
Very much so.
I will ignore it.
All right, Myra, then it would be your turn.
Okay, cool.
$13 and 22 both hit. It's 27 points of force damage. The mist will disappear. See, I told you that we could live together happily. Myra, I'm tired. Will you put us back to bed?
Except this isn't real.
course it is. Can't you feel how warm I am? As she will grasp onto your leg even tighter.
I mean, yeah, but we're not home right now. We haven't been for months. Weeks?
Of course you are. I mean, look, home's right there.
She's gonna look over at Sanson. And just say I don't know what's going on.
Neither do I.
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Both of us, or my?
Just her.
Don't forget your blessed and your inspiration.
It rolled twice. Take the first one. Sorry.
18's gonna pass even without her inspiration. You hear Eden screaming for you to stop. You're killing all of them. Stop. What are you doing?
Saw that one coming.
Mm-hmm.
Us out of character. Yep.
As forcefully, Sanson, you fulfilled your desire. This is the end of that turn order. We don't make it to a new turn order with you. I need a 50-50 shot out of you, Meyer. 1d4, please. Call me odds or evens.
Oh, sorry. I rolled.
Try one more time, odds or evens.
I will say evens.
Okay, go for it.
Odds.
Odds. All three of them are just going to turn and look at you. Bo looking half drained. If you put us to bed, you can leave under your own will.
And if I don't?
Well, not many get out of here.
Where's here?
The orphanage, silly.
I'm gonna start walking down the path if I can.
It's still technically your turn. So you can still run it in the turn order.
Wait, move the turn order out of the goddamn way. Where's the, gate? To exit?
You can walk over if you want. Technically the gate's right here.
Okay. That's all the farther I can make it anyway, so.
Oh, she's still attached to your leg, by the way. Like same as earlier. As you hit the gate, give me a Constitution saving throw. Need to find it. Wait 1 second here. Is there anything else left on your turn?
Action, spoken, movement. I don't think so.
I need to try one thing here.
Okay.
Forgot you're blessed.
Oh yeah. That's a D4, D6.
D4.
So 18
actual
plus
Constitution saving
19.
throw. I'm trying to see what that actual Constitution save actually is supposed to be. It doesn't actually tell me in this. It's kind of driving me crazy.
It's just like, yeah, just
DC is
roll.
only 12. So what did you hit? 19?
19.
Yeah, you most definitely passed. As you look down, however, Lily, give me a perception check.
Got it. Phenomena. Hi, buddy. Sorry. I don't see shit.
You don't see specifically, but Lily just tried to attack you.
What should you try to bite my leg, or?
Yeah.
That was a joke, but okay.
Ankle biters.
That would have been Lily's turn. Bo will actually jump said gate. And Murney will try to box your ass in. You can't leave. Your desire isn't finished yet.
I don't want to lie.
Memories aren't lies.
This isn't the right memory.
Sure it is.
No, it's not.
You came together. You wanted to see us again. You wanted your life back. We can give that to you. Sanson wanted to know what happened this night. Why can't they be shared?
This isn't what happened.
Give me a wisdom saving throw one more time. We're gonna see if you actually wake up.
Oh my god, finally.
You do actually break yourself out. Both of you will find yourself right exactly where you were supposed to be. On Freedom Run.
Okay.
Sanson, you've been sitting here for a minute, trying to put together whatever pieces have come together. Meyer, you're in bed. Seems someone has put you to sleep. For both of you, go ahead and take a long rest and level yourselves up to level 7.
Yay, levels.
And that, my friends, is where we will end tonight. With the question of what the fuck just happened.
This is a fair question.
Drugs are bad.
Very fair question. I appreciate anybody who's actually stuck around and actually watched. I know things got a little crazy, as it were. All right. But, you know, there were desires. And, well, at least one of them got fulfilled. He knows what happened that night, at least.
Kind
I
of.
just answered the question as it was asked.
It's true.
You guys could have given me any desire that you wanted.
Yeah, that was different.
Yeah. Well, we gotta go stab these boys. Well, they're doing soul searching stuff.
Welcome to Desire's Devotion, where desires become reality.
So who
Any
all was
questions?
it they killed?
We'll never know.
She was blasting things. You may find out, you may not. We may never know. The DM knows. The DM has had this planned for a couple of weeks. But you have made your way back to the Freedom Run. Let's find out if your companions are able to join you.
You know, details are sketchy.
So, unfortunately for you guys, when we start on Monday, there'll have to be a little bit of a battle sequence before you guys start, as there was a split up. My plan was for you guys to either wake up here or at the inn, whichever one they decided to go to. Unfortunately, we got to the end of your little mini arc, and not theirs. So.
I'll go.
On any kind of recollection later for you, Meyer, you will gain advantage as you are able to break out. Right. So if you're trying to remember anything that has happened, right, which we'll play, right, you may get glimpses or images of what happened between Desire's devotion and you being here. We may see that. We may not. Barber, you will get it at disadvantage as you actually were not ejected by its will. You completed your desire.
Fair enough.
You did, however, miss Vampiric Touch I was about to give you for free.
That's fine. I don't want any more evil things. It's bad. My friends are gonna kill me.
So,
Ever so gently.
All right.
With the divine smite.
yeah. So again, thanks anybody for joining us. I'm glad things got to kind of go off with at least one of them finishing. For the other one who has not, we will see the end of that next week.
Have a good night, everyone.
Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.
Oh, there it goes.
See you rated.
Why
But did you put it as stream end yet?
No.